Hey everybody, this is Michael once more. All right, so this is another one of those videos of my own personal thoughts and musings. And this was actually this question was actually posed to me, and I thought it was a pretty good question. So essentially, the question is let me pull it up quick. Sorry, I thought I was prepared. I'm sorry. So okay, uh, with lack of education or experience, could someone properly give out advice? This wasn't particularly aimed at me, or at least I don't believe it was. Um, but it kind of got me thinking, like everything does. So, at what point does wisdom or knowledge become invalid? Well, if it's true knowledge or true wisdom, I believe that it is valid and legitimate, no matter what source it may come from. So let's kind of put our little thinking caps on, and let's do this. Let's say a homeless person who's obviously made some bad decisions in their life. Maybe they're not all mentally there or anything like that. And they come up to you and they say, don't do drugs and save money. Is that bad advice? Is it bad because it's coming from him? Because obviously he may be a hypocrite in this scenario, but does that mean that the advice that he is imparting on you does that degrade or dilute that knowledge and wisdom in any way? I don't believe so, because that's still solid advice. That's still good guidelines. I believe no one should do drugs and everyone should save their money because that's just sound advice. Meanwhile, on the other hand, if you take someone incredibly successful, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and there's some kind of feud going on with them, I don't care. But like, let's say they come to you and they say, "Oh, injecting heroin is really good for your skin." Is that knowledge good? No, obviously not. Don't inject heroin anywhere into your body. It's terrible for your skin. But so if you have these incredibly successful um, men who give you this knowledge, is that knowledge immediately legitimate? And I don't believe that's true, because again, if knowledge and wisdom, if they were true, they would be applicable to anybody from any source. So again, the homeless person tells you, "Don't do drugs, save money." Well, that's good advice. Obviously, if Elon Musk tweets out, "Hey everybody, heroin, crack, whatever is good for skin," that's bad, and it's clearly not good knowledge, and that's not very false knowledge, if you want to say that. And that is kind of something that a lot of people run into, or seem to have, is especially on Twitter. I mention Twitter a lot because it's a great social experiment. It's a great, because I believe that for the first time ever, people are able to kind of act as a hive mind, and for because we've all been um, individuals for so long. Social media gave us the means to connect, and to, just how, like, back in the 60s and all that stuff, how media coverage of Vietnam started to really push up this movement of equality across the seas, not just in our nation. And I believe social media is kind of like the intertwining of our beings, of our mental capacities, if you will, and to a point where we have to get used to other people's thoughts invading our spaces, because you go on any kind of platform, any kind of social media outlet, and you can post anything you want, and there is going to be someone who's going to come back and say something and argue with you and be like, "No, you're wrong," or anything like that. And that's just kind of the human experience. Just like we have to tolerate their thoughts, they have to tolerate ours, but it also kind of helps regulate, or not regulate, kind of create a checks and balances system within social parameters. And we're still trying to figure that out. And at least that's what I believe, because everybody, the whole classic, think before you speak moniker is not necessarily applied today on social media. Hence the reason why you got people who are just posting whatever comes to their mind, and sometimes the reaction to that is not good. And that's just a very classic, think before you speak type of thing. You know, so when you hear someone who imparts wisdom, like I know in one video I quoted Dr. Jordan Peterson, and my friend who just cannot stand him. Um, and I kind of asked him why, and he gave me a few reasons. I don't really believe those reasons really held much weight to him. Um, but his thing is that, oh, no matter what this person says, it's going to be bad because this person's a bad person. No, I mean it's not true. Because again, if a homeless person comes up and tells you, don't do drugs, that's solid advice. If someone famous, successful tells you, hey, do crack, that's not good advice. And so can you? But would you do the crack because one of the Kardashians said it was good for their skin? I mean, no. I mean, please don't. And that's kind of I guess the belief that I kind of hold when it comes to intelligence and wisdom. And that is why it is important for you to give everyone their fair chance to be heard. Because you have no idea where that wisdom and that knowledge can come from. And yeah, and if you close yourself off to people, you close yourself off to any possible wisdom or knowledge that they may have. Um, Even if you may not like that person, you still at least should give them their respective due. Just like how they should give to you. It's a two-way street. You have to give respect to earn respect, and um, well, yeah, you have to respect others to be respected. And a lot of times you can't just you won't be just automatically respected. You have to earn that. So wisdom and knowledge. If it's true wisdom and true knowledge, it will be unanimous. It will be universal. No matter what source it comes from, no matter what you may view the person, that person may have some something that could help you. I mean, and that's why I say listen to everybody. Listen to both sides of the debate. Listen to your Republican friends as well as your Democrat friends, and then maybe your Libertarian friends or whatever other political parties there are on the spectrum. Because again, true advice, true knowledge is universal. So it's our job to seek it out. But again, this is one of my own personal thoughts and musings. You tell me. I want to hear back from you guys if you would like. Do you believe that if a homeless person told you not to do drugs, is that bad advice? And if someone like Elon Musk tells you, crack is good for your skin, would you start doing crack? Please don't. This is in no way an endorsement to do any kind of drugs. Let me just be absolutely clear on that one. But hope everything's going well for you guys. This is probably going to be the last video of the day. I've uploaded like 5 today, just to kind of get my weekly quota out, just because I had a lot of time today. And a lot of thoughts. I was up till like 3 in the morning last night, just thinking about everything and anything. But anyway, take it easy, guys. I'll see you soon.